Welcome to the Awakening Women Show. I'm your host, Leanne Oaten, a former counselor with a background in counseling psychology. I'm a mentor for high-achieving, ambitious women with over 13 years in the mental health and empowerment space. I've guided hundreds of women and have influenced over 100,000 through my platforms, podcast, and other courses, programs, and mentorship. I'm also the creator of the Relationship Clarity program, formerly known as End the Cycle, which you will hear me mention a lot of times as we go through the episodes. This program is to help women break free from destructive relationship cycles and come to clarity and power about their next step. This show is for the woman who knows her relationship struggles go deeper than the usual conflict. You know there's something more going on, but you can't quite nail it down or pinpoint what that is. You'll find clarity here, empowerment, truth, and validation. Clarity on whether your relationship can be healed or whether it's time to reclaim your life and move forward. What started as me sharing my own experiences quickly became a movement because the truth is, so many ambitious, successful women are stuck in confusing and draining relationship dynamics while trying to rise in every other area of their life, career, motherhood. This is you, you're not alone, and you don't have to keep living this way. Inside this podcast, you'll hear some of my most downloaded episodes, plus fresh content designed to help you break patterns, reclaim your wholeness, and decide once and for all if this relationship is where you belong. I'm so glad you found this space. Let's dive in. Welcome to this edition of the Awakening Women podcast. I'm just popping in for one last check-in before the weekend because I'm feeling really on fire and super lit up. I just dropped video 3 for the Own Your Feminine Power series. This is a free series. I should have charged for it because I am going deep into helping you truly break your patterns. No more bullshit. No more wasting time in therapy. No more talking about it. No more waiting for him. No more waiting to be chosen. No more wasting your life force. No more. This is for you if you're in a place where you are done and ready to change your life. Even if you have uncertainty about the relationship, it doesn't matter. In fact, I want you to just put that on a shelf. Come into the video replay room. It's like Netflix on one page. Bring a journal, make a cup of tea this weekend, and carve out a couple of hours just for you to go deep and really face yourself. That is my invitation to you, to face what is really going on, to see the truth of what is happening from self-compassion, taking 100% ownership and responsibility. Responsibility meaning the ability to respond. We're going to learn how to respond in a more conscious way. Today I talked about the mistakes and patterns that I've seen women making in my 6 years working in Awakening Women. I talked about the patterns that women get into that pull us out of our feminine intuition and our feminine embodiment. How do you actually make that final decision about when it's time to pull the plug and the things not to do, the things that I'm warning you to not do, and how to actually do this within a certain time frame and what to do within that time frame. That is not about doing the same thing over and over, because I know I've been there, where you're trying to do all the things, but it's not leading to a change because we can only do so much in the 3D world of doing, booking the therapy, reading the books, stacks of books, podcast binging, listening, taking in more and more information. And then we're like, why isn't this changing? I'm working so fucking hard because you're misusing your power. You're misusing your power by trying to control the external with something that is an internal issue. It's within us. We have to look at our own patternings. And I talk about that in today's session. It ended up being an hour long. So you definitely want to take advantage. The videos are coming down soon. They're not up forever. So if you want to jump in and take part in that series, make sure that you sign up and take advantage. I don't do free series very often, and this is no exception that I should have charged for this. But I wanted to offer something that could really help you if you are a growth-oriented woman. You're a woman of depth. You're not just seeking surface level tips. You don't want to sit and talk about it anymore in therapy because you've already done that and you've seen that it doesn't actually create a lot of change that you truly crave, the momentum that you desire. And You've already tried all the things and none of it is working. So this isn't for every woman. It's for the woman who's ready to take radical self-responsibility. And it truly does take being ready for that, being willing to maybe hear some hard truths, being willing to look in the mirror at how you have perpetuated your own suffering. Because we cannot get very far pointing the finger and blaming men for the things that we are tolerating, that we are choosing. That's kind of silly if you think about it, right? That is us being outside of our power. That does not mean that other people are not responsible for how they're showing up. That is how it works. They are 100% responsible as well. But because you're here, that tells me you are someone that is willing to take ownership and responsibility for your own life. They are not. Because you wouldn't be listening to this if you were in a happy, healthy relationship with someone who was willing to take ownership. You wouldn't be working so hard to fix things if things weren't absolutely gone to shit, right? That's how it goes. And the worse it gets, the more information you're seeking. You're grasping for something to cling on to that will help you. You're looking for something external to save you when you have to learn to save yourself. It's like there's that saying, I'm going to botch it, it just came to mind, but you can give a man fish or you can teach him how to fish and then he'll have the tools for the rest of his life kind of thing, or he'll be able to catch as many fish as he wants. That's actually what my whole goal has been in this whole thing that I have done, the courses I've created, the coaching. I want you to be self-sourced. That doesn't mean you don't get support. That doesn't mean you don't get mentorship for high stakes changes in life that you want to make, like relationship changes, your business, your health. You want to get specialized support from someone that really knows what they're doing. Those are the things we want to invest in. But you do it only from people who are not speaking about how they're going to do things for you. You want to hear people saying, I'm going to show you how to do this for yourself. I'm going to show you where you've been misusing your power and how to take it back so you now can apply it in every situation in your life. And that's what women do when they come in to work with me, because that's why they come in to work with me for one thing and they end up applying what I'm showing them and guiding them to do through my own self-transformation, because I practice what I preach. Then they start going, oh my God, over here I'm using it and this is what happened, and I used it over here and this is what happened, and I used it over here and I lost a bunch of weight, and I used it over here and I left that relationship. It's all these things that happen when we heal and shift at the root. And that is what I'm passionate about. I'm a deep person. I don't do small talk. I get very bored with it. I really want to dig deep and geek out on relationship stuff, on personal transformation, on healing, holistic healing, root cause healing, being responsible over our lives and to stop complaining and just feeling like a victim that life is happening to. I've been there. It sucks. Instead, we have to go, what am I, we have those moments of what am I doing? What the hell? This is nonsense. I'm misusing my power. So I want you to think about this as you go to this episode show notes right now. Click the link. It'll take you 1 second. Enter your info, and I'm going to send you the 3-part video binge page. And then I want you to write this in your phone notes. Pause it here if you need to. Where in my life am I misusing my power? So this is typically under the category of things you're trying to control that are not your fucking business to control. They're not your job to manage. What are they? List them out. That's your homework. Then go and carve out about 2 hours, I would say, because it's about how long the videos are. And then there's exercises, questions, self-reflections that I have you pause and actually do the work. Don't be one of those women that goes into something free and just listens and does nothing with it. Most women, that's what they do. But the 1%ers, they go in, they do the work, they feel something shifting, they feel something moving, and then they're like, ooh, I really like this chick. I really like what she's about. And then a small percentage of those come in to work with me. Most people do nothing. So don't be that one. And I'm saying this from love. I've been there. That's why I'm very discerning about what I'm investing in. I see stuff every day. I'm like, ooh, I would really love to take that program and that course and everything. I'm like, well, there comes a point where you can only consume so much, and then you just have to use what it is that you're given. So I want you to come in, do the classes, and I actually am going to do something even more so because I'm lit up right now about all of this. When you come in to register, you're going to be given the link to a Telegram broadcast. This is my free community. I've already put a few broadcasts in there. But over the weekend, I'm going to do a special one just for those in that room. So when you go to the link, click on the Join Your Own Your Feminine Power series, you're going to see a link in your welcome email to access this secret channel. And I'm going to do a broadcast at some point over the weekend that is going to be exclusive. I'm not sure what it's going to be about yet, but it's going to be something powerful to move you. And I'm doing this for free to give back. This community has been amazing. You have all been here listening to the podcast. My Instagram account has just grown by over 1,000 new people over just the last little bit. And not only that, the women who have actually invested in me and have made it possible for me to be able to do this work and truly like to be able to support myself and my family. That's how I've done it, is through helping women that have invested in me and in my expertise. And I feel very, very grateful for that, because we can lose sight that, the people behind businesses, they're real people. They're trying to, what they're doing is earning a living with their gifts, their credentials. I went to school. I invested a shit ton in schooling, in my own self-invested mentorships and things to develop myself. And I'm continually doing that. And I will always do that. I love learning. And then the more I learn, the more depth I can bring to the work I do. So I'm investing in other mentors because money needs to flow. It's energy, right? We need to let it flow and circulate. So holding on to it, hoarding, being afraid to invest in yourself is actually a lack mentality. Yes, be discerning. Yes, consciously invest in someone that you feel really good about investing in. They've shown you that they know what they're talking about. They have an expertise. They have a track record. They have proof that they can provide that transformation. So yeah, look for all of those things. I've been doing this podcast for 9 years coming up. There's going to be an extended anniversary episode where I put together some of my best of episodes in a longer episode for you to listen to. But yeah, when I realized I had been doing this podcast, although it has been rebranded a few times, it started off as Thrive from the Inside Out, and now it is Awakening Women, but it is coming up to 9 years old. I heard someone said most podcasts don't make it past the first 8 episodes. So I feel like that's a big success for me. So because I've done that, I would really appreciate reviews. I would appreciate shares. If you are able to just share it on your story and you don't have to say, hey, I was in this, or you could, or I am, just say, hey, just sharing this because there could be a woman out there that's struggling with this silently, and I certainly want to be the messenger to empower women. Just something like that. That's just like, hey, I'm spreading the word. This woman teaches this. Check it out, right? That helps. That's a way to give back, and I really appreciate that. So once again, check out the link in the show notes. The other announcement I have is that I have opened spots for my Break the Cycle 30-day bootcamp, which is the 2.0 version of what I've been teaching for the last 6 years. We're going to be doing it live inside of Telegram through audios put into the Telegram, chats and Q&A in the Telegram. We're going to go deep into breaking the cycle, taking self-ownership, making your 30-day transformation plan, and working that plan and coming up with what your next steps are going to be within the relationship to create momentum for yourself. But it's not focused on the relationship, it's focused on you. And this is where the power lies. So how it's working is when you're in the Self-Sourced Woman Collective, you get access to any future boot camps like this that I run. That's one of the many perks you get to joining. So to get access, you need to join the collective for a minimum of 3 months. So the first 30 days, we're doing the boot camp, and then the subsequent 2 months are for integration, depth, support. And quite frankly, women that end up leaving the relationship within that period of time, they really are grateful to have that touch point and those supports as they're going through it. So that is what is open right now. It's available for a limited time. It's capped at 30 women. I will not be letting more than 30 women into it at a time. Because of this higher touch level of service, I cannot provide that. If it was to get into the hundreds, I wouldn't be able to answer questions personally as I do. It is over $10,000 value just with the programs that you get alone. And as I said, any other live things that I do, you get access to for being a member. So that's what's going on now. It's Friday recap. It's chilly. I'm going to go out for a chilly walk because I have been in content creation mode all afternoon. And I wanted to just pop this in here before I head on to the weekend to let you know about the replays, to let you know about the enrollment that's happening now. There's a very limited window of opportunity. If I fill the spots first, then I close it down. Or there is a registration deadline if I do not. But either way, it's a closed window of opportunity because there's going to be doors closing because I want to do this with a cohort of women, the 30 days, to keep that container sacred.